right, hey y'all, this is Paul C. Turena, nutritional therapy practitioner, lifestyle and performance coach out of Las Vegas, here to talk to you today about sugar swaps. Things that you can do to swap out for things that are really high in sugar for something that's a little bit better made with the right ingredients. A lot of people come to work with us to try to improve their health and resolving a lot of different symptoms and body composition shifts and things like that. And usually when we work with people, especially when it comes to food, we do like a complete revamp, re-education about like what's in, what's out, how to structure your daily eating. And for a lot of people that can be really overwhelming and difficult to start with. So maybe something to consider would be moving from just, a lot of sugary things and sweet things and things that we know are toxic to something that's made with the right ingredients. So one thing I love about our realm and the way that we do things is there's for just about everything that you can think of that you think you may have to give up, there's probably a healthier version that's made with the right ingredients and lower in sugar. And so you're not really giving up anything, you're just swapping some things out. And so what we want to share with you today is some things that you can do to swap out some really high sugary stuff made with the wrong ingredients with a little bit more of a holistic option. And if you just do this, like we see people lose weight, feel great from just making these simple changes. The things we want to be aware of or concerned about when it comes to sugar is the amount of sugar that we're consuming. Also, we want to avoid artificial sweeteners. So a lot of people will go from consuming like regular sodas and things to the diet versions of those. We'd say that's completely toxic because of the artificial sweeteners. We also want to avoid synthetic chemical preservatives, dyes, and colors. And then we want to avoid toxic fats and oils, which can be really insidious because if we consume these toxic fats and oils, the body will take them up and it actually displaces the body's ability to assimilate the right fatty acids, which will contribute to anti-inflammation and all kinds of different beneficial functions inside the body. So let's talk about each one of those just briefly before we get into these swaps. So amounts of sugar. I want to be aware of the amount of sugar that I'm consuming. So in our realm, when I say our realm, our community, the way that we do things, I love us because we're not low carbers. We're strategic carbers. We like to have the right kinds of carbohydrates, or you could think sugary, starchy things from the right sources at the right time of day. But we want to be aware of how much sugar we're consuming for sure. So the problem is that most nutrition information is listed in grams and most people have no clue what a gram looks like. So if I'm reading something like, say for instance, I've got this kombucha here, and it has 8 grams of sugar in a serving. There's 2 servings in a bottle, so really there's 16 grams of sugar in this bottle. Most people think that kind of sounds high, but they have no clue what that looks like. So the rule of thumb is 4 grams equals a teaspoon. So if I divide that 16 by 4, I get 4 teaspoons. So now I know there's 4 teaspoons of sugar in this bottle. I can get a visual perspective on that. And then maybe at an unconscious level, it's going to automatically make me want to pull back on the amount of this I'm going to consume. So knowing that this has 4 teaspoons of sugar in it, I'll probably only consume about a quarter of the bottle, maybe at max a half a bottle in a day, right? I'm not giving you any rules as far as that goes, but that's just an example. So 4 grams equals a teaspoon. Anytime you see grams anywhere, divide it by 4, start reading your labels, and you'll automatically start making better decisions because now you have an awareness component brought into it. You can't help but make better decisions. The second thing we want to be aware of is artificial sweeteners. So things like Equal, Sweet and Low, Splenda, aspartame. If you're going from a sugary thing to a zero thing or a diet thing, it's actually not any better for you. It's actually maybe even a little bit worse because of the toxicity component. These artificial sweeteners are very damaging inside the body. And one of the things that we want to do with this swap is move to healthier ingredients that are more holistic and that are not toxic for the body, okay? And then we want to avoid artificial preservatives, dyes, and colors. And it's kind of hard to list out all the potential possibilities as far as those things go, but from a common sense standpoint, if I'm reading a label and I don't understand the name of something or how to pronounce it or something along those lines, it's probably not something that I want to mess with. But we'll try to list out some resources as far as those things go. If you ever see anything that says, color number, FD&C color, or something like that, you definitely want to avoid those things. And then the toxic fats and oils, again, we mentioned before, insidious. If I eat something that has, if I eat a candy bar that is made with hydrogenated soybean oil, then my body's going to take up that hydrogenated soybean oil and then it keeps my body from taking in the right fats when I eat the right foods. And the right fats contribute to anti-inflammation. It contributes to all the different cell structures in our body. We want to get the body to use fat for fuel, ideally, you know, my excess body fat for fuel. And one way we do that is by eating the right fats to give the body a signal of fat for fuel. And that's going to totally disrupt those things. So the toxic fats and oils we want to definitely avoid or be aware of is going to be anything hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated, and then the highly processed industrial oils like canola oil, corn, soybean, vegetable, grapeseed, safflower, and rice bran. Okay. All right. So let's talk about some swap outs. The first thing I think a lot of people are having problems with these days is going to be sodas and any variety of soda, whether it's caffeine, non-caffeine, Mountain Dews, Cokes, and then also things like energy drinks, Monster drinks, Rockstar drinks, and whether it's the full sugar version or the diet version, we want some alternatives for those things. If you just kick that habit, and then Gatorades and Powerades and stuff like that. If you just kick that habit, man, you would see such a tremendous change in your energy levels and body composition and probably a lot of your physiological symptoms. So the best swap out, or one of the best swap outs, is going to be this product called Zevia. Zevia is a soda that is made with reverse osmosis carbon filtrated water, so it's super clean water, but then it's also sweetened with stevia, and then it's flavored based on the different cans that you'll see. So believe it or not, like if you refrigerate this or put it on ice, like, and you open it and taste it, like it tastes amazing. This one is their cola, so it tastes like Coke. Some of them do have caffeine. They clearly listed on the label. They're all also non-GMO verified. And they have every flavor you can imagine, like cream soda, Mountain Dew, ginger ale, root beer. They have a cherry cola, and again, some of them have caffeine, some of them don't. So this would be a really good non-nutritive, sweet tasting soda alternative. Okay, so it has 0 calories because it uses stevia, but it tastes like it has some sweetness in it because of the stevia. Okay, so that would be first option. The next one would be something really popular in the holistic health realm, which is LaCroix. So LaCroix is, again, super clean water, reverse osmosis, carbon filtrated, and then it's flavored with the essence of whatever it is the flavor's on here. So this one's lime, so it's got like some lime essential oil in it, so it has the flavor of lime, a hint of a flavor of lime, but it does not have the sweet taste that the Zevia product does because it's sweetened with stevia. All right, so something that a lot of people love, and there's a million different flavors out there and they all check out. Another great option if you're trying to kick the soda energy drink habit is going to be kombucha. So we mentioned this a while ago. Kombucha is a fermented beverage. So it starts out as a sweet tea, and then they inoculate it with some beneficial microorganisms, and those microorganisms eat the sugar and convert it into some beneficial nutrients, plus you have the probiotics and all the microorganisms that you're consuming that's going to be healthy for your gut. So we think this is a great alternative. The problem is a lot of kombuchas out there have a lot of sugar in them. They're flavored with a lot of different things, and so we'd recommend finding something that has the lowest sugar content possible. Right now, this one was one of the better ones that I could find in the store. It has 8 grams of sugar in a serving. There's 2 servings in a container, so that's actually 16 grams of sugar in this total bottle. Divided by 4, you're looking at 4 teaspoons. Now, it does have sugar, so that doesn't mean avoid it. It just means be aware of the amount of sugar in it, and you also get all the health benefits of kombucha from drinking it. We also make our own kombucha, and we come out with different flavors all the time. So this is Honeycrisp. If you're here in the Las Vegas area and you want to try our kombucha, let me know and you can stop by and try it. We love it. We think it's great. And brewed to be low in sugar, and has we infuse it with vitamin C and some minerals and stuff like that. So and then my favorite as a soda alternative, which I know, it's not sweet tasting, but like it's still, I like the bite that comes from it, is going to be sparkling water. So Pellegrino and Gerolsteiner are going to be our top 2 picks for sparkling water. But even if you did something like Perrier or something, that'd be great. So no calories, obviously, and not much of a taste, but the bite, like a lot of people love the bite, and it's a good replacement for soda pops. All right, so that is our soda drink alternatives. What would be the next biggest thing? I don't know. Ice cream might be a good one. So a lot of people are consuming like a lot of sweet soft serve stuff, and I don't know what the heck people consume. They go to all these different gelato places. So again, one of the things we want to do is move in this direction of better ingredients, which is going to be less toxic for the body, and then be aware of the sugar consumption. So there's some ice creams that, believe it or not, are made with the right ingredients. So one of our favorite non-dairy options, so if you know that you don't do good on dairy, but you like ice cream or like the taste of it or like the idea of it, Coconut Bliss is going to be our top pick for a non-dairy ice cream. And there's others out there, but this is just one of our favorites. All the ingredients and all the different flavors check out. So it's made with coconut and has no dairy in it whatsoever, and tastes amazing. Now if I look at this and I look at the ingredients on it, like all the ingredients check out. As an example, we have organic coconut milk, organic coconut water, organic agave syrup, organic peanut butter, organic cocoa. So, you know, all checks out. If I look at the sugar content, we've got 13 grams of sugar in a half a cup. So divided by 4, what is that? About 3 teaspoons, or a little bit more than 3 teaspoons in a half a cup, right? So that awareness component means I'll probably stick with half a cup, maybe a little bit more, but I'm definitely not going to eat the whole pint because there are 4 servings in this whole pint, okay? But anyway, that's a good non-dairy option, organic ingredients, wholesome. Our dairy preference for ice cream is going to be this company called Straus. And again, there's other options out there, but this is our favorite, tried and true. Our members all love it. So Straus Ice Cream is a creamery out in California, made with all organic ingredients, and all the flavors check out. This is their vanilla chocolate chip, probably one of my favorites. I haven't had it in forever because I don't keep it stocked in the house because I can't just sit there and eat a little bit of it. But it's amazing, made with wholesome ingredients. Again, like if I look at the ingredients, we got organic cream, organic cane sugar, organic chocolate chips, and then the ingredients for the chocolate chips, organic egg yolk. So it's like a very wholesome product. And then again, if I look at the sugar content on it, we've got 24 grams of sugar, no, 19 grams of sugar in a half a cup, a little bit more than the Coconut Bliss. Divide that by 4 and you're looking at, what is that, like 5 teaspoons in a half a cup. So that's a lot of sugar. So bring the awareness component into it, but at least I'm eating something that is made with good ingredients and not toxic ingredients, okay? So those are our top 2 ice cream picks, even though there are others out there. We love these. Non-dairy, Coconut Bliss, dairy, Straus, all right? Next thing we want to be aware of is maybe dessert options, okay? So I would say that the best dessert option is going to be fresh fruit. I mean, honestly, fresh fruit is amazing. Yes, it does have some sugar in it, but you also get all the beneficial nutrients associated with the fruit, like polyphenols and bioflavonoids. You have some of the water-soluble vitamins. You know, fruit is real food. So I love having fresh fruit every evening. My favorite fruit thing is going to be this recipe that we call FRUBAR, which stands for fruit. Well, it's our fruit salad. I don't even know what the heck it stands for. FRUBAR, we made it up. So FRUBAR, you know, we have a mix of some different fruits. We squeeze lemon, squeeze lime, put a little bit of honey in it, stir it all up, some MCT oil, and then we refrigerate that and we pull from that throughout the week. But a simple option that you can do is you can stop by the store and get a little thing of berries and then squirt some raw, unfiltered honey on the berries, and then that's a perfect dessert. You know, you got a lot of sweetness from the honey. By the way, if you get raw, unfiltered honey, ideally local, honey is a superfood. There's some indigenous populations that live off of honey for 2 or 3 months out of the year. I'm not saying it's awesome to consume all the time in massive amounts, but there's some beneficial nutrients associated with honey. And if we're doing it in moderation and being aware of the amount that we're consuming, that's great. So a little bit of fresh fruit, squirt some of this, put it in a bowl, and I mean, that's all I need for dessert. Actually, that's all I've been doing for dessert for a while now. All right, so fresh fruit, a little bit of honey, like perfect, awesome. Also, you can do things like dried fruit. So here I have some dried mango. Dried mango, it has nothing else in it besides dehydrated mango. It is going to be sweet, but it tastes amazing, and you get the beneficial nutrients associated with the fruit, so that would be a good option. Actually, any kind of dried fruit, you know, there's some products out there you'll find in some stores like this Bear Line. This is ingredients, organic apples. This is Granny Smith, so it's dehydrated Granny Smith sliced apple. And it tastes great, you know, something you can keep stocked and go to anytime you need some kind of a dessert option. And then we have one of my favorite desserts is going to be dates. I love dates and figs and prunes and things like that. But these, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but these medjool dates have a really high polyphenol content, which means they have some really beneficial health properties associated with it. And I can do 2 or 3 of these in an evening with a little bit of fruit, and I mean, that's all I need. These are extremely sweet, they taste really good, but they also have some beneficial health nutrients associated with them. So love dates, especially the medjool dates, okay? And I think that's good for like the fresh kind of fruit, more holistic dessert options. I would say try to stick with fresh fruit if you can. If that's not in your wheelhouse and you're just addicted to candy bars and all that kind of stuff, we got some options for you. All right, so finally, let's talk about that, like little dessert options. Let's say that you like Reese's peanut butter cups or something like that, right? Believe it or not, there's things made with the right ingredients. So we have here Justin's peanut butter cups, dark chocolate. So it's organic peanut butter and then it's covered in dark chocolate. And if I look at the ingredients on this, organic dark chocolate, organic peanuts, organic cane sugar, organic peanut flour, Yeah, so it all checks out. Like the ingredients are great, and that would be a really, really great alternative to Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Now, if I look at the sugar content, we got 17 grams of sugar in one package. So that would be goes into 17, between 4 and 5 teaspoons in this one package. So it's a lot of sugar. Be aware of it. If you can control yourself and have one of these versus 2, that'd be great. All right, so Justin's Peanut Butter Cups. Another alternative to Reese's Peanut Butter Cups or something like that would be the Sun Cups, which is sunflower seed butter covered in dark chocolate. I think that hard-shelled nut and nut butters are going to be a little bit better than legume butters or like peanut butter, but same concept. We've got sun butter covered in dark chocolate. That would be a really, really great option. If you're addicted to things like Snickers bars and you want like a sweet holistic health bar, Laura bars are very famous in the holistic health realm. They're famous for having anywhere from 2 to maybe 5 or 6 ingredients at the most, right? So here we have the peanut butter cookie. Let's see what the ingredients are. We have dates, peanuts, and sea salt. It doesn't get more simple than that. Actually, it does get a little bit more simple, but for the most part, you know, that's extremely simple. And if I look at the sugar content on this, we've got 17 grams of sugar in a bar. So it's a lot of sugar, you know, 17 divided by 4, we've got, what is that, 4 to 5 teaspoons in this little thing here, but still, it's a more holistic health option because it's made with really good wholesome ingredients, okay? So then we have a lower bar here, which is the cashew cookie made with 2 ingredients, and that is cashews and dates. And then same thing, sugar content's gonna be about the same. We got about 15 grams of sugar. A great healthy option. They taste amazing, I love them. A couple of other bar options would be some collagen bars. Bulletproof has a collagen bar, and believe it or not, they taste amazing. They're sweetened with stevia and or xylitol or erythritol, which are going to be sugar alcohols, which are fine. And so the Bulletproof collagen bars taste great, man. They taste sweet, and they've actually got some healthful collagen powder in them. So we love those collagen bars. And then Primal Kitchen has some collagen bars. And they're not sweet tasting, but they're good for you, and I think they taste amazing. This is a dark chocolate almond bar. It's great. And then finally, we want some chocolate options. So I would say stay away from milk chocolate, opt for dark chocolate instead, because milk chocolate tends to have the solids of the milk that are problematic for most people. Dark chocolate is void of those solids. And if you can get something that has a high cocoa content or cacao content, that's gonna have the most beneficial nutrients associated with it. And so one of my favorites is this Green and Black's Organic. This is a 70% dark chocolate bar. And if I look at the sugar content, this is 11 grams of sugar in a serving, and there's 2.5 servings in this bar. So if you think maybe about a quarter or a third of it per evening would be perfectly fine, and you're getting the health benefits associated with cocoa. If you're going to go for some other kind of chocolate, dark chocolate bar, just look for something that has a relatively high cocoa content, like 60% or higher. The higher the better, but of course usually the higher the less the sugar and the less sweet it tastes. And then you know, minimal ingredients. Just try to stick with dark chocolate versus milk chocolate, okay? And I think that's it for right now. Sugar swap outs, again, you know, we're looking for the amount of sugar we're consuming. We want to avoid artificial sweeteners. We want to avoid synthetic preservatives, FD&C colors and dyes. We want to avoid the toxic fats and oils. We want to make sure that we're not drinking those super sugary sodas and energy drinks, even if they're zero and diets and all that kind of stuff. Swap it out for the things that we talked about. Swap out your ice creams for something more holistic. Ideally move towards something like fresh fruit in the evening, maybe a little bit of honey. That would be really holistic and give you a lot of beneficial nutrients. But if you need things that are really sweet, you know, maybe some of the chocolate options and peanut butter cup type options that we listed here is going to be a good alternative for you, okay? I think that's all we got for today, right? Yes, that is all we have for today. Let us know what questions you have, okay? Thank you so much.